Hey Looney Tunes, Trowbro is back with another e-learning with Trowbro, and today we're going to be looking at the fastest bird around, that's right, Roadrunner from Looney Tunes. So let's go ahead and get started. So with all of my drawings, the first thing I want to do is take a picture of the character I want to draw, like Roadrunner, and I want to trace the simple shapes that make up his body. And so I've done that with a green color pencil that you can see right here. This allows you and me, when we're drawing, to simplify what we're seeing. We're not going to be looking at all the details. Instead, we want to get the simple shapes that make up his body. And so I'm going to start with the main one, and that is that triangle shape of his body. Then I'm going to do a line that goes up to his head, and then do that little egg shape for his head. Now don't forget, if I'm going too fast, it's okay to pause it or even rewind it. Now I'm going to go ahead and do these feathers that make up his head and his tail. And instead of trying to draw every single one of those feathers, I'm just going to draw this basic shape of all of them together. This is going to allow me to draw the details later on. Now you probably noticed on the left, I've drawn little circles in his tail feather and in his knees and his ankle. Alright, what those circles represent are your joints. Alright, like your knee and your elbow, where your arms and legs bend. Okay, this allows me to know where Roadrunner's tail bends and where his legs bend. These are super helpful when you're drawing any kind of arms or legs or anything that might bend. Now that I've drawn lightly all the shapes that make up the Roadrunner's body and his head and his legs, I'm going to bring back my picture and then start going in and drawing the details. To get this to look like the Roadrunner, I'm going to start with his face first. His eye is just a simple oval shape, and then when I go to do his beak, they're kind of bowl shapes. Alright, now the side of his beak is ovally shaped, so that's not too bad. I'm going to go down here and do the feathers on his body. And as I'm drawing this, it kind of reminds me of the gas tank of a motorcycle. So it's kind of funny that, motorcycles are super fast, and then here I am drawing the Roadrunner, and his feathers right here look kind of like a gas tank motor. Maybe that's why he's so fast, is because if inside that he's powered by some gasoline or something. Now I'm going to go ahead and start drawing his toes, and these are probably the hardest part of the Roadrunner, at least from my perspective, and they look kind of like dinner rolls to me, like each one of his toes that has the little claw at the end. It's kind of a dinner roll shape, and his back foot right here looks kind of like a G shape. If you look at the overall, it looks kind of like a G in that negative space, all the white looks like the letter G. So I'm just going to kind of draw it as I see it. Remember to draw very lightly in case you mess up. Sometimes as artists, we have to just draw the shapes that we see. So with his toes being really organic shapes, I can't break them all down. I'm just going to have to actually just look at them and draw it the best that I see it. I know sometimes that can be challenging, but it's real good to exercise this skill of yours to draw what you see, and that's how you become a better artist. Now for his tail, I've kind of broken it down into two sections, above the circle and then below the circle. So I want to make sure that I'm counting how many feathers that he has to make sure that I'm not just putting feathers randomly. Okay, he has a certain amount of feathers over here on that picture on the left. There's 4 up here. So I want to make sure that I put 4 feathers. I want to draw exactly what I see, not what I think I see. So that's why I'm counting and making sure that I'm putting the right feathers. Then when I do the bottom, I'm doing the same thing. It looks like there's 3 really big feathers at the top, and there's kind of like 2 like small scrunched up ones at the bottom. Alright, so I'm going to try to draw them exactly how I see them. Alright, now for the feathers on top of the Roadrunner's head. Now, just like his tail, I'm going to count exactly how many feathers he has. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 feathers. 2 little ones on the ends, and then a medium-sized one, a big one, 2 medium ones, and then another small one at the end. Not too bad. Alright, my Roadrunner is almost done. I'm going to get rid of that green outline, and then I see the 2 little feathers on the side of his body. I got to do that, and then I think I have all the shapes done, all the fine details that I see drawn out. Now I need to go through my Roadrunner, and I got to darken all the lines that I want to keep. I'm also going to add the little details on his toes and his little nails because I didn't do that yet. And then after that, I'm going to take my eraser and erase any lines that I don't want to see. Any mistakes that I've made, all those little shapes that I drew at the very beginning of the outline of his head or his body, I'm going to get rid of all of those and just keep all of the dark lines. And then
I am done and I have a finished Roadrunner that looks great. Looks like he's running along, running from Wile E. Coyote, and it is Looney Toony.
Alright kiddos, I hope you had fun drawing the Roadrunner. Remember to always be practicing drawing, and if you want me to showcase your drawing that you did of Roadrunner, all you have to do is have your parents email me at my email address right here, and my next e-learning with Trowbro, I will feature your drawing. So I will see you next time.